Good evening. Welcome everybody to tonight's webinar. I'm very excited to be with you all tonight, and we have a very special guest who's going to share some amazing information. So without any further ado, let's jump in to our event tonight. And tonight we are talking about Facebook Profit Lab and 3 ways that moms are earning online using Facebook without complicated tech skills. So if you're looking for ways to earn an income from home, your best option, especially now, we have really realized that the online entrepreneur holds a lot of weight. So it's it is definitely your best option to go online. The internet literally opens up the entire world of opportunities. You can reach anybody now. And in terms of building and nurturing a network, no platform comes close to Facebook, which currently has over 2.6 billion active users worldwide. So in this webinar, our guest speaker, Karen Hurd, will share how she uses Facebook to earn online without having to learn complicated tech skills, because honestly, who has time for that? And what we're going to cover today is why you want to use Facebook to create an income, the benefits of using Facebook to generate profits, 3 ways that moms are earning online utilizing the platform, how to start without tech skills, plus much more. And as I mentioned, it's presented by Karen Hurd. So a little bit about Karen. She suffered from numerous life-defining allergies and has a family history of chronic disease. And like her mother and grandmother, she was headed down the same direction of ill health before she had an amazing turn of events, and she has turned to a lifestyle that radically changed her health. And she's probably one of the healthiest people I know. So the freedom from the effects have changed her immune system and other ailments, unleashed a fire in her to help others improve their health. And that is what she really focuses on now. She started her first home business in 1988 and has been a wellness educator since 1997. So Karen, thank you so much for joining. I very appreciate you being here. So take it away.
Thank you, Kristen. Hey, everybody. It's awesome to be with you tonight. What's kind of interesting about having moved on to Facebook in 2007 was prior to that, I was doing conference calls. And so I had pioneered ways to do what we called back then a party plan business on conference calling, because I was seeing a theme here. I had then 4, and it became 5 children, homeschooled. And so the idea of running around all over the planet doing business was not going to be good, because it was always the issue. We have multiple children about babysitting, right? So I had figured out a way to do it with con calls, and when Facebook came online, like I said, I joined in 2007. So back then, people didn't really know how to build a business on it, and we still see a lot of this today, where people just start throwing out their products and their links and buy. But one of the things that you learn pretty quickly, no matter what social media platform you're on, is that the audience that hangs out on that platform has a certain expectation. And Facebook is not considered a shopping platform. So it's learning how to tell stories, all that kind of thing. And I've used Facebook and other social media platforms for several years now as part of, and webinars and that whole thing. But it is definitely a part of what's called my sales or my marketing funnel. Okay, perfect. All right, so you want to go to the next, there we go. Accessibility, absolutely, right? Who's not on Facebook? And I know that some people kind of step back from Facebook every so often. And I am, okay, we're getting mixed messages, so we'll just flag us if you can't hear me. Anyway, the beauty of Facebook is people use it largely from one of these. You see right there? From your smartphone. In fact, 90% of users on Facebook are using it from a smartphone, not a desktop or a laptop. And the beauty of Facebook is, as you guys know, is you can message people, you can reach people pretty much anytime. And just in case somebody's going, oh, I'm not going to have my phone with me all the time, this doesn't go in my bedroom. Okay, this stays in my kitchen. There's times when the screen goes face down and I walk away. So just because your business can be accessible anytime. Doesn't mean you have to be there 24/7. In fact, if you get efficient with your time on Facebook, you can get your Facebook time, and I mean like all of your business time. I'm not talking scrolling and answering who's your whatever quiz. Done about an hour, hour and a half a day max, and you can do that in chunks of time. So Facebook has a lot of people on it worldwide, and a lot of times you can, how do I reach people? I will sometimes do what a post, and all my posts are story form. Once in a while, I'll have a direct promotion with what I'm offering, but it's usually in a story format. So how I tend to use Facebook is I'm not looking for people all over the world. I'm looking people primarily in my locality and my state. And Facebook allows you to be both online and local at the same time. And so that's how I use it. But you can do it anywhere. And let's say you're getting ready for a move, or you've got relatives in a certain part of the world, you can use Facebook to develop a business there before you go.
Mm-hmm. And two, just while we're on that topic of moving, if you don't mind, Karen, can I share a little story?
Sure.
Okay. So this is actually a great thing on the move, because 3-4 years ago, I actually did a move from one province to another, and I was able to take everything with me. I didn't have to close down my business. I didn't have to change anything. I just had to take my computer, my phone, and I still was able to run everything. So it's very, very mobile and gives you that freedom to go and explore.
Right. And we just did a move about 45, 50 miles from where we used to live.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yes.
That's great.
Moved from the city to the country. So my only heads up is that you have good internet. Works on most communication devices. You all know that. Facebook is incredibly flexible, and it is partnered with Instagram. A lot of people are still not aware that Facebook, Instagram, and the messaging app, WhatsApp, are all owned by Mark Zuckerberg. And at some point, he's looking to integrate those even more. So that may expand reach. But Facebook is highly accessible. Lots of features. You can use your Facebook page. Messenger is really huge. Facebook is now competing I'm coming to you, Kristen and I are coming to you through Zoom. That's a web and webinar presentation thing. And so Facebook's answer was Rooms. So Facebook is constantly adapting and evolving to make it even easier to use, because Facebook wants you to stay in the Facebook world. And so it will work to facilitate that. And I see you've got talking about tons of features, ads, yep, all that kind of stuff. And don't worry, some of you are going, oh no, analytics, insights. You don't have to worry about any of that, especially at first. It's always something you grow into. Yes, you already do. As here we've got, you already have an existing audience. If you've been using Facebook for a while, you may have already built up your friends list. There are people who already know you, and many of them could become potential prospects. Let me just give you a heads up. Facebook wants you to love and enjoy your Facebook experience. And if you've noticed, speaking of friends list, you don't always see everybody on your friends list. And why is that? The people you interact with the most on Facebook, guess who Facebook's going to show you? The people you interact with the most. And so you interact with them even more, and so does Facebook to show you them even more. So there are ways to expand that, and that's simply by going through your friends list, clicking on their profile and making a couple of comments, seeing what's going on in their world, just like you would pick up the phone back in the olden days and call and change up what you're seeing. But you've really got a list of people who tended to friend you because of common interests. And so you've got a built-in tribe. Anyway, so you've already got, and then there's groups. Do you want to talk about the different ways we can use Facebook, Kristen?
Yeah, let's talk about the 3 different ways.
All right. Facebook groups, there's a couple of ways to use those. There's a way as a member of a group, and then there's having your own group. Now, I work with a marketing system, and they provide groups for me. I also have one on my own. And how many of you are in a Facebook group that might be very specific to a topic, right? Mom of boys. mom of twin boys, right? Mom of twin boys who have blank, or mom of twin boys who play soccer. I mean, you can get so specific in a group. And there's ways to use, as a member of a group, it's really just about being in conversation and friending people in that situation before you introduce what it is that you do for a living. Because in that kind of a situation, people are obviously a little bit sensitive. In your own group, you can do a lot. I've got somebody who created a group around an eating plan and got 6,000 members. So these groups can grow really, really huge. But in there, you can do sneak peeks, testimonials, articles. One of my groups is a social learning group. And so I created units on, like, for example, immune system is something I talk about. Gut health is something I talk about, skincare, a little bit about how I earn money online. And so I have different units for that. And then I simply add people who are interested in that topic and I tag them in that information so they know exactly where it is. Facebook Messenger is one of those things that Facebook is really expanding. It used to be you needed people's phone numbers or their emails. And now in Messenger, you can do a video chat, you can do an audio chat, you can create a chat room where you can have several people there, and obviously texting. But I just had a couple of conversations with people today about the business through Messenger. And Messenger, for those of you that don't know, you don't have to have a Facebook account in order to have a Messenger account. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. So
my dad is one of those people.
Yeah, right. So Messenger is a great way to connect with people. And what's interesting, have you noticed that people tend to have the preferred chat app? I'm now on Marco Polo because that's what my sister said they'd only like to use. So there's no typing, so I'm very cool with that. Facebook Lives, Facebook Live video is absolutely huge. I think 90% of people prefer, even business executives prefer video over text. So it's a very powerful way to tell your story. And, you know, it's funny, most people are very comfortable going live. And in Facebook, people are not necessarily looking for a high polished, you don't have to sit there and worry about, like, do I look like a TV star? Right, for example, you can just go, as they say, you be you, and that works up really well. But Facebook will actually show a live over sometimes what they call just a texted, typed in post in the algorithm. Facebook gets thousands and thousands and thousands of posts per second. And if you were to see all the posts, it would look like you couldn't. So Facebook uses an algorithm, and I'll just tell you what the key is to it. Whatever you type, you're telling Facebook you're interested in. So have you noticed that you'll be talking about a topic and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, everybody's talking about this. No, what you typed told Facebook you love to talk about it. So even if you're bored, Facebook is keep sending it to you. So I tell people, change it up. Go talk about dogs and puppies. Go talk about crocheting. Go start posting recipes and changing up your feed. So you don't have to be super complicated. It's just the more variety you bring to Facebook, the more Facebook is going to give variety back to you.
I wanted to touch a little bit on Facebook groups because you utilize these so well. One other thing that I know you didn't mention, but I know you do these well, is challenges, little fun challenges that you can do in your group to get people engaged. So share a little bit about how you utilize challenges.
Challenges are kind of fun. And we've done them on just water, just a 7-day water challenge. We don't do them longer because they're hard for me to keep up with, okay? But we've done veggie challenges. When all of this kind of stuff broke out, I did a work at home challenge. And then what I have is I have a regular posting schedule. So like in my wellness group, Mondays is Motivation Monday. What's your health goal for the week? I want to get people thinking about their health as a goal, right? Not just how much weight they want to lose. There's more to it than that. Tuesday, I call it Testimony Tuesday. And so we'll share testimonials of people who are using my product and doing well with it. Wednesdays is Workout Wednesday. Now, hopefully you work out more than just on Wednesday, but I'm trying to get people just to be active. And you can tell I like alliteration. Thursdays is Teaching Thursday. And that's where I'm more likely to do something on a topic. And the marketing system I use oftentimes has pre-made presentations that I just sometimes give those, or I might interview somebody on a topic, and we'll do that then. Friday is just fun. So that's when I poke a lot of humor at working out or at calories, right? The old thing about why don't calories scream when I burn them? Those kinds of memes, and those get a lot of traction because I don't want, when we're talking about health, we can get so serious. Like one of my favorite cartoons was about this kid who was like one of those one frame cartoons, right? And the mom says, where did you put your vitamins? Where did they go? And the plant in the living room grew to be this giant tree. And the joke is that the kid kept throwing the vitamins. And our vitamins will actually help trees grow. So that was a good thing. Saturdays, I do just recipes. And Sundays, I talk about rest and relaxation.
That's good.
And here's a good tip too for you that you don't know. You can put all of those posts into your group and schedule them. And so it looks like you're there, even if you're on the beach.
Mm-hmm. And you can
or the
take,
mountains.
Like a Sunday afternoon, an hour or so, get everything scheduled for the week, and that's it. Then it's just, You're having fun on Facebook. Then you're interacting with your friends and keeping the conversation going. You're not having to constantly stay in that creation mode.
Right. And you can recycle things because people really only see the first few posts. And like right now, I'm running a poll in my group. What do people want to talk about in the next 90 days?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And actually, that's a good thing to bring up because I've noticed even as I utilize Facebook for growing as well, is asking people questions and really getting to know them and utilizing how people like to share about themselves. Because the more you know, the more you know.
Right.
It builds a stronger bond. So that's fantastic. And then the other thing too, that has just left my brain. That's okay. I'm going to go with it wasn't critical.
Somebody asked what was the Saturday's theme. I tend to do recipes. It's not that that's the only day I do them, but I just kind of do them. And I like to teach clean eating. And I'm a big fan of the Mediterranean or flexitarian way of eating. So a lot of the recipes, in order for me to post it, they have to be simple. They have to be foods that you'd like, don't have to go to Timbuktu to get. And a nice place, Timbuktu, but nobody shops there. And, things that people can feel like they can do, because that's my big thing. Health should be achievable. It needs to be sustainable. It needs to be something we can do every day.
So Karen, I'll get you to share just the last the last slide here, and then we'll wrap her up.
Right. And you guys all, if you have a Facebook account, you can already do it. There's a lot, you already know how to share. It's really just being what's called intentional or mindful about what you're doing. Here's just a little tip though about that Facebook algorithm. Facebook has, let's see if I can pull it up here. I don't know that you'll be able to see it. Has two parts, right? These little pictures here are stories, and that's designed for frequent posting. All right. And then your status, the regular part down there, don't post on that more than 2 or 3 times a day. And spread that out, because when you post first thing in the morning, the second post you put, you've already reduced the exposure. And so if you're posting more, the more you post. Now, it has been a little different since everybody's gone on these lockdowns. Because more and more people are on Facebook. And so that rule of thumb has been a little different. But really, your Facebook timeline, that's what people call their wall, right? Or their profile, your timeline. I would limit that to no more than 2 or 3 times a day. And those are the ones that people are going to see when they won't go to check you out. All right, so that's a good idea. Tony says Facebook is a great connector. Absolutely. And stories are where you put all that little itsy bitsy stuff, and you can post very frequently in the stories section.
Excellent.
And Instagram works the same way on that, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. And so, Karen, thank you so much for sharing those little tidbits because,
Sure thing.
you know, just a little final note on that is if you're using social media already, you're already doing the things that Karen is talking about. So why not utilize them and build something for yourself and for your family and for those around you and be able to help people, other people. Not, it's not just based on you, it's based on helping other people. When you can help other people get healthier, when you can help other people create an income, and you're just doing things that you already do, but you're doing it, like Karen said, with intention, with a purpose. Um, what's not to love? And it makes the Facebook journey a lot more fun, to be honest.
Right. Right.
So that is great. So with that, I want to end this off. So if you're curious and you want to learn more, what I recommend is reach out to the person who invited you to this event and request a guided tour through their Explore the Opportunity classrooms. Because when you're in there, you will discover the benefits of starting a business, like Karen and I do. You will learn how it works, the products that are associated, and also how to start. And that's the best way to learn about what this opportunity is and to see if it's a fit for you. So I highly recommend, if you're curious, reach out to the person who invited you. And thank you again so much for joining us for this webinar. We look forward to seeing you on our next event. I want to thank you for watching, for joining, and until next time, have a great, great week.